Tagging, what's up, buddy? Doing all right, man. I was actually, I don't have a long time to paint. I've been working on the video on form. I was talking about form. I used Francesco Aiez. You know him, painter, 1800s, Italian. He did. He was very good, but I chose one of his pieces to show how things look when they're generalized. Right, and then I went through a later portrait of his saying that this has form, and I went through, broke down, explained value and color, how that plays into it. Did the same thing with a Bouguereau, one or two Bouguereau paintings, and then John Singer Sargent as well. The portrait of Carolus Duran. So like I broke those down, and I've just been filming and refilming and all this stuff. There's a lot that goes on with that, and you know, sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get warmed up. Yeah, so it's good. It's all good. It's just what I was working on this morning, man. It's good stuff. The tricky thing is, it's a little bit tricky, is that the portraits, obviously, the paintings are photographs, and I feel a little bit bad pointing things out on photographs, because when you look at the painting, they might be totally fine, right? Sometimes it's just how it is. Lokimo, what's up? What's going? Doing all right? Good. Out of gesso. What type of gesso you use? I don't remember the brand. Both shops have the same brand, yeah. I got you. This happened to me before. Talons, gotcha. Over. But one shop it's 16 euro for 1 liter. The second it was 24. So I didn't buy the 24 one when the storekeeper of the art shop said he will get his tomorrow. Need to prime some cardboard for tomorrow's painting lesson. So what's the lesson gonna be? Do you know? Ooh. All right. Well, good luck. Good freaking luck. Good luck, man. Sounds like some good practice. Yeah. So I was telling Tagian, Lokima, I was talking about form, right? You know what form is. Form is the structure, the anatomy of what we're looking at. In paint, I look at the opposite of form as being very generalized, right? We lost the form. Something's very generalized. It's smooth. It's rounded. It might have nice shadows. It might have nice technique, but it's not. It doesn't denote the planes, right? The three-dimensional aspects of it. And drawing is how you get good at seeing those, as long as you learn to keep an eye out for the stuff, right? We want to practice to see these things, but drawing is the best way to improve yourself and to get good at it. That's the best way of doing it. The best way. So, like, there are a lot of people who paint and such, and I'm always painting my best when I've drawn, right? So keep at it, and keep on doing those sketches and such. But you have to try to look for it, right? And I'm going to show you guys how to get that in drawing. Anirudh Jindal. Hey buddy, how's it going? This one package for tinting my gesso. What do you like to tint your gesso to? What do you like to tint? Yellow, ochre, red. Yeah. So you kind of like going warm and then painting over that, have that warm underlayer. Is that what we're going for? AJ. I want to call you Anakin because I see Annie. Skywalker. I'll call you AJ or Edge. portraits. Also brought green earth. It's cool. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Sweet. Well, I'm going to be off. This is going to be a quick stream. I have to get somewhere today. Tuesdays is a little bit early. I have to pick my dad up early, take him out, get him out of where he's at. So, got to leave here. I probably have to end in about 30 minutes. It sucks because I want to paint more. I was working on a video this morning, though. Annie's good, too. Annie! Sweet, man. Maybe it would have been a little bit, okay. See, I'm kind of doing experimentation here because I'm primarily working on the drawing, but I'm also trying to get an idea of how I want to paint these beams. It needs to work good from back here. Here's the other thing is I might put in a, sorry, I'm like blanking out, a light effect where it's like you have the speckles of light coming through and then everything else is kind of shadowy. So I might do that. I have that. All right. Got an idea. So this is a little simpler. Arches. No, I don't. Really? Is it good? Screenshot. Screenshot. I'll look that up. I normally use Canson for like the lighter charcoal drawings, but then actually, can you all see it from here? Yeah, you can see it. Well, this right here is several pieces of Roma paper. Right? And you know that I use that stuff, and that's good for the more in-depth drawings, right? But I'll try the Angre. Will be good too. Let's do this a little bit different. This song's making me sad. Don't like it. It's beautiful, it's just... very beautiful. Is this going to be another sad one? Should be okay. It is, especially for working with a stump. Takes charcoal like a champ. Good. Annie, I always wanted to learn painting, man. Nothing better than to be able to paint your own thoughts. Yeah. Well, hey, I do this stuff to teach, and I stream my studio work, right? So, I'm just trying to make it like as easy access as I can. So if you have any questions, you just let me know. I'll help you out. Into that. It's cheap, around $1 a sheet. Dude, that's not bad. Hey, that's good because you needed something in particular. I'll check it out because, shoot, if it's $1 a sheet, that's not bad at all. this is, like I said, this is experimentation here with this stuff. Bring the light up from that, but damn this music. Really? It's not available in your country? Dude, that sucks. We need to figure out a way to get you the stuff that you need. This is kind of a stupid thing that I'm doing right now. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to paint over this. See, I'm coming up. I'm trying to. It's not good to put the lines in first. Maybe I put the lines in, then I paint over it so I have a faint outline, and then I go back into it. See, I'm not a cityscape painter here. This is new to me. Carve out. It's fluid. You can slower think. Come up with a technique for this. It's not good, man. Like, I tried perspective painting in school for years, but I just can't draw the way other people can. Like, they're just gifted. Hey, seriously, what type of stuff? You know what you should do? You should join our Discord channel if you have Discord, right? And post your work. Or you could send it to me personally in Discord, and I'll take a look at your stuff. But I make YouTube videos on this, that like figure drawing and such, and you know, I walk you through how to draw properly, right? And it's not, I mean, it's 100% academic. This is the stuff you be taught in, you know, overseas how to do. And I do this stuff on my streams, you know. I do figure drawings, I do portraits, all sorts of stuff. And so if you need to know how to draw, I'll help you out. And Tagging actually here is talking with me is he's very young and he's very good and very much into just the whole scene in general, and is a very valuable source of information, as are a lot of the people in Discord. So you should definitely join, man, and I'll help you out how you can. If you have questions, let me know, right? Because I do want to help. This stuff it's hard, it's tricky, it can be very difficult, you know. And when you don't know what you're doing, it can be frustrating. I get it. And here's the thing. A lot of people, there are a lot of very gifted people, but that's not always a good thing in the beginning. Because sometimes it's like people know how to polish their work, make it look nice, but right, it'll look nice, but the proportions are off, right? Yeah, I'll teach you the ways. Tagian's on his way too, man. He'll be able to teach you also. Very soon, I think. We're trying to get him trained. That's what we're trying to do. Or get him to a school, rather. Schools are always the best, but this stuff helps. There's ways of going about and developing a drawing. And it's not, in each drawing, the goal isn't to have, a drawing that looks good. It's to get you on the right track. It's to teach you the process of drawing. Because each drawing, if done right, is an arena to train your mind in proportions. Most people want to make the drawings look pretty and such, and so they start modeling and shading and doing all this stuff. And they lock it in, and the drawing might look smooth and modeled and stuff, but the proportions are all off. We need to learn how to see angles. We need to learn how to break down something very complex into something very simple. And there's a method of doing this that in itself, theoretically, is very simple. It's hard to do. Yeah, right? Stuff is hard, man. So, hey, and I wasn't like, compared to a lot of people, I was not a natural. Not at all. Not at all. This looks very sloppy, and I think when I come back and look at it tomorrow, I'll be pissed off right here. But I think actually this is good. If I had more time, like, I think this would be probably the right way of going about doing this. Get it. We're gonna get it. Sure. It's drawing, all drawing this. I can get better at drawing. I always say the same thing, barbs. Yep. Bar drawings. Bar drawings. You know what? I think I always say bar drawings, oh, they're boring, but they're good to do, but they suck. I think they suck if you think they're going to suck. I'm trying to convince myself with this piece, for example, that this is something I really enjoy doing. I have some psychology on myself. So I was being honest. But bar drawings are one of the best things you can do. But you have to practice it right. You can draw all day long, right? All day. And still suck because you're practicing the wrong way and you're developing bad habits. You have to practice the right way. But that's tricky because there's a lot of different teachers and teachings out there. And some of them teach the same thing but in different ways. And some of them teach the wrong things. And as a student, it's very difficult to know what's what. It really is, and it can be frustrating. But I guarantee you, the way that we go about developing the painting, the way that we draw here is correct. It's not a way that I came up with. It's the academic way, based off of observations from the past, right, from history. It's a very powerful way of drawing. It's always about being on the right track. You know, myself, I'm always trying to keep in shape with what I've done. I'm trying to think about the things that I'm lacking in or that I've reverted back. Perhaps I've developed a bad habit. Just because you did it once doesn't mean you can do it again. You have to maintain it. And that's practice. And practicing the fundamentals is key. And so on this stream, I'll constantly be going back and doing pencil drawing, pencil work, right? And normally I start with a warm-up before I go into painting. It just so happens right now I do need to get this thing done. And I'm also doing video work, like I said earlier. And so I've temporarily halted doing the drawing, so I am going to get back into that like pretty quick. See, this is actually, it's messy, but I cleaned this up, fixed the drawing, and I think that's going to look nice. And here's the thing. What I want to be able to do is add light over it, because look, this is as light as we can get. That's damn light, okay? So imagine, if you will, imagine you have some light. We're going to add a little bit of color to this. Right? Something here. That makes a nice light. Right? You can put that over and so you can bring light out of this area. So I'm keeping it at a mid-tone right here, but I'm trying to set the table for what's coming next. And it looks like shit, but you have to know why. It has to do with the drawing, right? Mainly it has to do with the drawing right now. The color is 2. So this is me experimenting. Again, I am not a cityscape painter. It's not me making an excuse. It's no excuse. But you gotta, I'm at the point where I'm having to really think about what I'm doing now. If you don't want the colors to get muddy, keep on going back to your palette, reloading the brush and making sure that it's nice and clean, all right? You gotta get it nice and clean. That's what we do. That's what we do, man. I'm using yellow ochre, Indian red, ultramarine blue, and white to mix this color right here that you see. Ultramarine blue is my replacement for black temporarily. tag in. When you go to an atelier, okay, you're going to have people and they're going to be drawing it from a model from real life, okay? And you're going to have somebody going around giving you critiques, all right? And you're going to hear those critiques in the surrounding room, I think, unless it's like cubicled off. I think you'll be able to hear everything. So one of the techniques that I used that sped my training up was I would only listen to music, or I would try to, when the teacher wasn't teaching. So oftentimes I was listening to other people's critiques and then applying that stuff to my own work. That's how I was going about it. And you can do the same thing, right? Always try to listen to as much as you can. And then take advantage of the evening classes if they have them, which they should. Go to both. They had 2, but they only assign you to 1. But I would try to go to both, right? There's little strategies like that to get yourself through. Let's get back into this. I don't have much longer. I don't have 5 minutes. It sucks, man. I wanted to have more time. I need to be making cleaner marks with this. I need to be focusing more. I'm trying to see this whole shape as I put this in too. See this? I mean, it's coming. It's just trying to get that variation. It needs to feel like it's in shadow. It needs to recede. All right. Now up here, you can't see the whole scene, but it goes off in the distance. It becomes less contrasty and such. Oh, dude. Bro. One thing I found I didn't do much before was being consistent with my practice, and I tried to make a schedule and treat drawing as a job. Yeah. You just you schedule it out. You know what helps me? Is leaving a sketch pad out on the table somewhere. So I don't need to go get it, it's just there. That helps. tagging is, man, it's encouraging how into this stuff you are. I don't have a lot of people that I'm always around that do this type of stuff. And around me, people don't understand what I do in here, like what it takes to do a painting. I'm fortunate because I do have Scott and Sue Burdick downstairs, and every once in a while I'll be able to talk to them. I ran into Scott yesterday, for example, and that was nice. We spoke for a while, but there's not a lot of people who really understand this type of work, because I'm in a place that, Winston-Salem is not. They say they're into the arts, but they don't want to. There is not a good place to do this type of work, right? People don't understand it, and there aren't people who do this type of work around here, aside for just like a few of us, which is actually very rare. So it's always good having like other people who are into this stuff. Daily shit, my unconsciousness would automatically slap me and say, "Get back to your fucking bar drunk." Is this scene from somewhere? Yeah, and it's from Old Salem in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where I live. My sister wanted a nice painting of this scene, so it's quite nice. Here, I'm gonna have to go, but before I go, I'll show you the full thing, because it's a decent sized painting. Let me just pull this back and I'll refocus the camera for you. You can see it. Then I have to run. Unfortunately, I do have to go, but it doesn't look like it. But I actually got a lot done because I've figured out how I want to paint that today, which was my goal. Always set goals. All right, we're going to lose main camera just for a second. 1 second. Let me pull this back a little bit more. Give me a sec. All right. Focusing. We'll get it back on in a second. Give me a sec here. There we go. Okay, set. And let me put these things in. We're good. There we go. All right. That's it. This is the scene right here. So we got this. Pretty much the scene. That's it. That's the painting. Now, I have to go off a photograph because obviously this is in the middle of the street. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the street yet. I'm just trying to make a nice variation for it. So we have atmospheric. This is the blocking, basic blocking, right? Start simple and then we start carving out shapes like I'm doing here. I was trying to apply technique. That's keying the light and dark values up. You have a value range, and they all have to make sense with one another. But yeah, over here, that's where everything's going to kind of fade back. And here's some buildings in the background, which this is the Colonial Village in Winston-Salem. Actually, George Washington stayed at a place down the road from here back in the day. And so this is, one of the first settlements of Winston-Salem, built by the Moravians. And very beautiful place, but heading down to the city. In fact, I work right beyond, past this building, right over there. So it's a beautiful area. I made the trees and everything up, like the color, because I took the picture when there was like no leaves on the trees, which that was a couple weeks ago. So again, the technique here isn't that great, but I'm going to go back into it this week. I'll clean this up. It's going to require a lot of work, but that's the nature of these paintings. And so there's a lot of experimentation that I'm going to have to do, and it's going to give me good experience in painting buildings and such. And I'll be able to apply this in my still lives and portraits, all that stuff. So it's going to be nice. So yeah. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Sure about the little experiment thought, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, I mean, this stuff, like, I have an idea of what I want to do. This isn't painted nice. I didn't do a really good job painting this, but that's okay. I will go back into it, and if worse comes to worse, either wipe it down or scrape it down. That's okay, right? What's important is I figured this out. It's very thinly painted. I'm getting experience from it, and it's just I have to, you have to keep with it with this stuff. I look at some Mark Bodges. Bodges. I think that's how you say his name. Anyway, he's a very great landscape painter. I love his work. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry I have to end it so early, but I gotta go. So Annie, tag in. You guys take care. I'll see you.